Hello everyone, my name is Quant and welcome back to some more The Mighty Quest for Epic Loot. Today we will be taking a look at the Knight. Once you hit level 12 you access all abilities, so we're gonna go through all the abilities and check out a build and kinda what I feel about the Knight and everything. So we're gonna go through the abilities right away. First we got the mana masteries. All these abilities regenerate some mana. The Knight works a little differently when it comes to the use of mana. Both the Archer and Mage got full mana and every ability drains mana pretty much. The Knight gains mana as he hit and get hit, I believe, and when using mana masteries abilities. All other abilities, like here you can see, drains mana. It says cost. These cost as well, but here you can actually see generate 4 mana per creature hit, generate 50 mana, and so on and so on and so on. When I just get that out of the way, he got a slightly different mechanic. And the first ability we got here in the mana mastery is cleave. Short cooldown cleave. Basically what it is, just a cleave. Doesn't deal loads of damage, but it also generates 4 mana per creature hit. So if you hit multiple targets, you can have loads of mana right there, and that's kind of why I'm using it in the build right now, because I'm having a single target sword. It's not single targeting. All weapons you use as the Knight can hit multiple targets, but it's an overhand smash, so overhand hit more likely, because it's a sword, it's not really a smash. But anyways, so it's rather hard to hit multiple targets with it. So I have the cleave for generating mana and have some spammable AoE. Next up we got the charge. You sprint forward and dealing damage when you hit them, when you push them, and if they are at the end of the charge you kinda knock them back and stun them, and if they are getting hit by that they take more damage. Kinda self-explanatory here. Got a 8-second cooldown and generates 15 mana. The damage on it is not that high, but you can actually do some crazy shit. If you attack someone that is facing a wall and use this on them, they're gonna hit by quite a bit of damage actually. And it generates a good amount of mana. I don't use this in my build as of now, at least. I'm not 100% sure about the Knight build. Can throw it out right now that the Knight is the character that I like the least. I don't like his mechanic and everything, and I don't like his abilities compared to the Archer and the Mage. Just gonna throw it out there. So I'm not as 100% sure of how to build the Knight as I am with the Archer and the Mage. I'm very happy with both my Archer and the Mage build, but the Knight I'm not so sure. And I'm gonna explain that a little later. But we're moving on. We got Fiery Weapon. This is enhancement which increases your damage over time if you hit with your weapon. That's basically it. It enhances your weapon for 12 seconds and you're gonna 12-second cooldown. So if you use this every single time, you can keep the, well, if you spam it whenever you can, you will get 31 magic damage per second. It's quite a good ability, but I don't use it mainly because I don't see it fitting in with a build, because you kinda need control more right now toward the later stage of the game. You can't just go around and go pure damage and buff yourself. You need some kind of control abilities and such. And that's also why I'm not so sure how to build the Knight, because he's very bad at controlling the enemies actually. I think he's the worst of all of them to control the enemies actually. And this ability gives you 2 mana per hit. Every time you hit with an auto attack, it gives 2 mana if this is active. Moving on, we got the Lashing Flames. It's pretty much a grab. You throw out a hook and you grab a single target and pull them back, and it's not a skill shot, so if you wanna grab someone in the back, you can do that. And it's a 4-second cooldown, deals 90 damage, actually quite decent damage for only a 4-second cooldown, and generates 15 mana, so it generates a good amount of mana as well. Moving on, we got the combat techniques. We got the jab, which is a high damage single target punch, and as it says, it's swiftly. It pretty much got no animation, it's very very fast, and it only got a 2-second cooldown, and it only cost 4 mana as well. This is by far the best single target damage you got out there, but sadly it's kinda hard to utilize this in the later stage of the game, just because, like I said, you can't really build for much damage later on in the stage of the game. You pretty much have to use other resources like control. I'm actually thinking about switching out the jab with the smite here, and I can explain that in a little time, but for now we are just gonna go through the abilities. Next we got punt, which is actually you kick them, you knock them back, and if they target you knock back hit another target, they are gonna be hit and stunned and everything yes as well. And the damage amplifier for that is actually very weird. It deals, like it says here, all affected creatures are also knocked back and deal physical damage equal to 10 plus 100% of the kicked creature's army value. That's very weird for me because I don't know which creature got most armor. I can kinda guess on some units, like the robot, the death robot thingy. I don't remember its full name. I guess that got loads of armor, but I'm not 100% sure, and you can't see that in the ways. But yeah, anyways, this only got a 3-second cooldown, and the damage is actually very decent. It's really really good, but the only thing is that it costs so much mana. It costs 16 mana and only 3 seconds, so it's not easy to spam this ability. Moving on, we got the stunning blow. I'm thinking of adding this in my build as well, but I need some kind of damage, which is why I got smite in the moment, and I can't have smite, stunning blow, and healing strike, which I'm gonna go through right soon. Well, instant healing strike is quite obvious what it does, but anyways, I try to do that but it's really hard because it costs 8 mana here, and this costs an entire 25 mana. It's really really much, and this costs 10 mana, so you really have no. It's really hard to utilize it. But anyways, it's a jab basically, but it got slightly longer animation, doesn't deal as much damage, but it stuns the creature for 3 seconds. That's actually really really good. It got a 10-second cooldown and cost 8 mana. So it's a really good ability, but it's kinda hard to combine all of these kind of abilities because you need something to generate mana, otherwise you can't use these abilities whatsoever. Moving on, we got the healing strike, which is quite obvious. It hits them for 45 magic damage, which is not a lot by any means, but it heals you for 12% of your maximum health. So if you got loads of HP, this is gonna heal a lot. It only got a 4-second cooldown, so this could potentially be like really good if you, like I said, the knight got low crowd controls anyway, so this could be really good to sustain yourself. But it costs so much mana that you need other abilities to give mana back, otherwise there's no way you can use this. Moving on, we got the Dragon's Fire. We're starting off with the Smite, which is a super heavy damage ability, but the animation is super long, which is one of the reasons I'm thinking of changing to jab, because really hard to use this Smite, and if you use it on fleeing enemies, you start an animation and they just flee and you miss them. The jab is really really quick. Let me just go ahead and change that right now, because I find the jab better in all. But this is so much single target damage, is insane. But yeah, loads of single damage target, long cost animation, cost 10 mana, and it got a 5-second cooldown. Really good ability, but kinda hard to build up because it got, like, once again, no crowd control or anything on this ability, and the animation is so long, which is a problem to watch the later stage of the game. Next ability is Flame Coat, which well, it basically deals magic damage to all enemies around you for 5 seconds. It deals quite good damage as well, but it costs an entire 25 mana, so I find it really big problem to fit this in any kind of build, and the damage is not that high. Sure, it's passive damage that is always going on, so you can activate Flame Coat and start healing them at the same time, but still I don't really find this that good. It costs too much mana and the damage is not so high. It's a big AoE though, so if you hit multiple targets it's really really good. But toward the later stage of the game, it's not really much AoE that is the problem, it's the single targeting and bigger units that kills you too fast, you need to control them and stuff like that. Moving on, we got the Fire Slash, which works exactly like Cleave, but it deals way more damage. But instead of giving mana, it costs mana and got 2 second cooldowns. So it's a better version of the Cleave, but instead of giving mana, it takes mana and got a longer cooldown as well, so it's not as spammable. And that's basically all there is to it. Next up we got King Dragon Slash, which is quite a long animation, but after a small, well, after the animation at least, you deal magic damage to all surrounding creatures, knock them back and stun all of them. This is one of the abilities that I felt like this is gonna be super good. It got 15 seconds, I don't really care, but when I got it I got super disappointed. Knockbacks overall is really bad for the knight in my opinion, because you need to like use this and they get knocked back and stun. You have to run up to them and hit them, and the stun is very brief. It's not a long stun at all, it's like 1 second or something like that. They got knocked back and stunned, but by the time you get to them again, they are not stunned anymore, and the damage is really low, and the animation is super long, and it costs an entire 75 mana, which is, like you can see, I got 106 mana here. It's almost your entire mana pool, so sadly I did not find this good whatsoever. I thought like that was gonna be super good with the knockback and stun. I was like, yes, finally a crowd control ability, because the other crowd controls you got is stunning blow. You got the kick, but it costs too much mana to spam and everything, and they get knocked back as well. So that's the thing, you knock them back and you run up to them, and by the time you get R at them, well, can hit them again, they are not stunned anymore. And you got nothing more here. The charge is like a brief knockback as well, but it's the same problem. You knock them back, you can't get to them again. And the hook got a super brief stun, I believe, like a half second or something like that. So it's very brief. So that's the problem with the knight. You got no crowd controls whatsoever. We can actually check through here. We got my knight here. You can see my health, physical armor, and magical armor. And then we check on the archer. You can see the health is almost the same. It only got 200 more health. And the armor as well, it only got 30 more armor. And the magic resist is just like, well, magic armor. It's like only 10 more. So it's not much tankier than my archer, so bigger units are really a pain in the ass, because if I run up to them and attack, I'm just gonna pretty much pure die. The only thing I got is the healing strike, and it heals 12% of my maximum HP. You can do the maths if you want. I got almost 2000 HP, so it's yeah, it's like 200, something like that. So it's okay, but I had a hard time with my last build. At least I haven't tried out this build actually. My last build, I had healing strike, stunning blow, punt, and smite. That didn't work because it all cost too much mana. And I tried to change the punt to shard, but it wasn't good enough, and I felt like nothing of this really works super good. The stunning blow is only a 3-second stun, it's not like super much, and I can say right away that the knight got the least amount of damage of all. So the knight just, to me, feels really underpowered. I mean, he got the lowest amount of damage. He's melee, so he automatically puts himself at bigger risk to be up the enemy's face, and it's just a bigger risk. And his abilities are also the most boring ones. There are nothing like really cool, like with the mage. He got super cool magic abilities, and the archers and stuff, the bird and everything, and used traps and got his archery spells. This is just like a cleave, another cleave, and then you got a jab, and they are looking the same. And a healing strike is nothing here is really cool. So I think the knight is by far the worst character of them all. He's not tankier than the rest by a long shot. He's a slightly tankier than the mage. The mage got actually quite way less physical armor, but he also got more magic resistance, and he also got lower health. And that's also a thing that, like, why I love the archer. So he's almost as tanky as the knight, and deals way more damage, got way more control and everything. The archer is by far the best of them. and the mage is probably got the highest damage, but he kinda got lowest survival because of that, and that's fine. The knight got low damage and loads of risk, no cool abilities, and no good abilities. But that's just my opinion. If you like the knight, you can go ahead and like the knight. I know people that like the barbaric feel of it, just running there and do damage and everything. But we're gonna go ahead and do like we always have done. Take a look. No, that's too low. Instead, we're gonna attack an enemy player castle that is same level. Here we got 155 of 155. I've defeated 25 heroes. And it's level 12 and I'm level 12 with my knight. So let's give it a go, shall we? So I got the jab for single target damage. I got the heal for obvious reasons. And I got this pretty much for just AoE and regenerating mana, and this one for single targeting and getting an important target. I'm gonna use that right now. Oh, I actually missed. I was gonna grab this guy in behind. Gonna pull him back and jab. There's nothing in this group that really hurts me, so I mean, these guys deals not enough damage. And the spawn creature doesn't deal any damage, and that Cyclops were on charge, and charge is not the most damage he can do. Gonna check here what we got. We got actually nothing here that is really annoying. I'm gonna try and kill these last. I'm gonna try and grab him and do as much damage as I can. Gonna heal myself as often as I can using that grab. Oh, I get stunned. Boom, boom. Just trying to heal myself as much as possible. I didn't see that Mongol. Just trying to heal myself as much as possible, and that's why I killed them last, because they had that sword indicated that they were gonna resurrect if other things died close to it. It's this way. You could see that because there was a wall on the other side. And seems like we got two groups here. I'm gonna hook that guy and go back, and yeah, it was two groups that I'm not wanting to fight two groups. Trying to find yeah, I can't find him. There he is. I can find him now, but gonna hook him. Really hard to attack one guy here in the middle of everything. Just using my heal as much as possible, because that's pretty much the only thing that keeps me alive. You can see the heal going off right there. I'm actually gonna wait for my heal and just to get some health back. I'm gonna sneak through this side. I'm not gonna fight that if I don't have to. And, maybe I have to. It doesn't seem to. Yeah, okay, this is linked to those, I believe. Yeah, it was. Gonna try and get the Doctor Skull here. Really hard, like one man to find and kill him. Because all of these guys using the healing strike. Hit him down. Use the healing strike and just hit. And yeah, I guess we just go and attack this guy. Not much more to it. Gonna get to the other side. And you can see the stun there from the hook is actually not long. If I do it on my guy, you see he's stunned and he can attack him. So it's a very short stun. This guy is using a lot of Dr. Skull, and Dr. Skull deals no damage. He actually got nothing in this castle. It is actually dangerous and deals damage. which is actually very good for me. I mean, he doesn't have any Seek, he doesn't have Cyclops with loads of damage. He got nothing scary so far, so this is actually one of the easiest castles I've gone through, because the knight actually got super loads of problems with things that hurts. Well, we will have to see about the boss, because pretty much all bosses are relatively harder for the knight. And let's attack. And here we see an archer, and archer deals loads of damage, so I need to get rid of that. You can see how much my HP has went down on that group. I need to use an HP pod. I kill this guy, using healing. And die. It seems like we are in the boss room, and he doesn't have a boss, he got loads of smaller creatures that are not really that dangerous. Oh, he got loads of archers though. So now I actually need to take care of him. Is this on healing? I think he is, so I need to kill that one first. And gotta get him, and he's still absorbing them. And I'm gonna get him off. The archers, because the archers is pretty much the only thing here that really hurts. Other than that, like now I can just tank through this. I know that nothing of this really hurts me, and as you can see, nothing of this really is hurting me. The Cyclops doesn't do any damage if you don't have the ground slam and everything. Like the charge is the lowest amount of damage, and when you use the Cyclops with the charge, you have to combine them with stuff that actually hurts you. This is, like I said, like by far the easiest castles I've gone through. And I guess that pretty much wraps this video up. I'm not gonna go through another castle and see. But as you can see, I actually took so long time to actually clear that the timer ran out. Like I said, I'm actually gonna place that as a restart, because I didn't feel like that defense was so good. But anyways, here we're gonna sum it up. I feel like the knight got least amount of control. I think he got least amount of damage output as well, and he got the biggest risk because he's melee. He's got really big problems fighting Seek, because Seek, when he aims, you have to run up to him, start hitting him, and when he takes aim, you have to run back, because if you are melee with a Seek, it guarantees one hit. Or you gotta interrupt every single ability he does, and to do that you kinda have to have charge, punt, and stunning blow. But anyways, looking at my build here, what my thought is here is the jab and for single target damage, and the lashing flames for single target damage, get the important targets to me, generate loads of mana, and actually deal quite a good of single target damage. I got the cleave for spam-able AoE because I got really no other AoE in this build, and to get more mana up really quickly, and the healing strike to sustain myself. But as you can see, there is not loads of damage here. It's only the jab that actually does damage, but it's not really that much. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this video, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Please subscribe and leave a like if you did, add a comment or whatever you want to do. It always helps out a lot, and I will see you guys next time.